All right, guys, welcome back to another reaction video. My name is James,
Ninetailedbrush.
and today we're going to be watching Christopher Nolan's Tenet. So, on our classic movie, whatever you guys want to call it, everybody's like, oh, it's not old enough to be a classic. Fine dining movie day, whatever. We're going to be doing a little bit of a Nolan binge. So I figured we start with Tenet, and then we're going to do the Dark Knight trilogy, because the Batman movie that is coming out right now with Robert Pattinson. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of a cool thing. And then we'll continue maybe Memento, Interstellar, a bunch of different stuff like that. You have not seen this movie.
No.
This is actually the last movie I saw in theaters. It's been a while. Okay. If anybody has seen this movie, you know it has serious rewatchability. I'm a really big fan of Christopher Nolan. You have only seen Inception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
So, I don't know. I like this movie. I think it's really well done. This is kind of another exploration of Christopher Nolan. Like I said, we're going to be going through more Christopher Nolan. And yeah, it's really hard for me to say anything about this movie. Did you see any of like the ads for this or anything like that?
I don't know anything. I don't even know what that means. Exactly.
So yeah, I guess let's just get into it. As always, though, full-length reaction is going to be up on our Patreon. Next week's reaction, which is going to be Batman Begins, that is also going to be up on our Patreon for you guys to check out if you want. That would be awesome. It does really help us support the channel, helps us keep doing what we're doing, and it's like really crazy reasonable. But either way, thank you for being here on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you stick around, like and subscribe, and let's just get into Tenet.
The only thing I know about this movie is what you said right before, is that I gotta kind of use my brain.
This is a thinker. No, this is not. I mean, you remember Inception, right? Like, Inception's a thinker. This is even more of a thinker.
Gotcha.
And honestly, comments, please let us know, because I'm not going to get everything right.
I am gonna die. Some sort of auditorium or something?
Yeah, like a concert.
Is this the soundtrack? Okay.
Whoa! I have to break his instrument, bro.
Relax.
I love this music piece.
Some sort of like terrorist group or something?
Something like that.
I mean, they feel very... If these are the same... Okay, they're mixing in.
Yeah.
So this is Russia? Or like Ukraine or something? Russia?
I believe so. So they're like mixing in with the police that are going in to take out the terrorists.
Yeah. The gassing?
Yeah.
I wonder, are they part of the same group?
Oh, maybe. It's so well filmed.
They have some sort of objective here. Probably something to do with that guy they keep showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking for snap.
Dang. He's got everybody to deal with.
Is that some sort of like bomb?
Yeah. Put your patch back on, bro.
Holy snap.
I just love how crazy it is.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is stuff.
Yeah, it's the package.
Taking out the audience. It's just the cheap seats.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So like I said, this movie goes like a million miles an hour.
What? Okay, he spotted something on that guy's backpack.
Yeah.
And he helped him, but it seems like that was a mystery guy.
Also, keep in mind, anything you see is all practical. He does not use hardly any CG.
Wow.
So that explosion, practical.
Or you come to one of this.
Is that a...
It's like a... Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
Also, I apologize, guys. It's a weird... Our light broke today, and so we have this, like, a lamp. It's weird lighting. I'm sorry. If you're new to the channel, I'm sorry.
Welcome to the afterlife. Well, we got you out of Ukraine.
Oh, so it was Ukraine. Okay.
This is not actually the afterlife.
Bills. Fake.
Yeah, and why aren't you dead?
A test.
For what?
You chose to die instead of giving up your callings.
Yeah.
That was the main test, probably, right? Or something.
You know Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's his kid.
Oh, okay.
I was on.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Gesture. A combination with a word. Tenet.
Tenet means like what? Like some sort of like belief or something?
I believe so.
Remember it was
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
That test you passed? Not everybody does.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah. What happened with that guy in the middle of the opera house that like saved him?
Yeah. So like something happened like on the floor. Like one of the pieces that got hit off by a bullet or something like went back.
Yeah.
And
so that was
then
weird.
I feel like it has something to do with like time and stuff. I feel like that guy is like, well, most likely someone we're gonna know.
I love Nolan's filmmaking. Like, I don't know if you could tell, but like just that opening scene and just like, it's like, this is incredible.
Let's see what this like.
Well, he doesn't really know. All he has is the word Tenet.
Yeah, but I don't even know like the context
and the hand gesture.
hand gesture. So I'm assuming that's all set up for.
Yeah,
it
it looks like it.
Yeah.
To be honest, dude, you know, if you understand this movie, I'm picking up on details I never noticed watching this again. Like, really.
I might look to you for some explanation though, because like.
Well, to do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
To do what we do, we need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Magazine?
Wait, what? Dude, it is. It's like time or something.
The other one's going backwards.
Yeah.
The other one's
which is which?
backwards.
How about now?
So that it literally acts backwards. Instead of going through time forwards, it goes through time backwards.
What the heck? But it's like a specific thing. Like,
yes,
it's not
you have to radiate it.
Yeah, that's so weird. Because you can move forward.
You have to have dropped it.
Because if you drop it, its inverted motion means it goes back.
How can you move before I touch it?
From your point of view, you caught it. But from the bullet's point of view, you dropped it.
The cause comes before effect.
No, that's just the way we see time.
And to my understanding, this is all based off of theoretical physics too. Like, this is like
Interesting.
theory, but it's all based off of real stuff.
Yeah.
Why does it feel so strange?
What do you mean, bro?
Because it's like time.
You're catching bullets, bro.
An inverted bullet passing through your body would be devastating.
Wait, so that guy.
Yeah.
Because he did that. Because that's why it fixed.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
That's true. Like,
I'm not seeing Armageddon, but I'm seeing something crazy, bro.
I mean, I now have a basis to believe you because, like,
Yes.
what is happening? You know what I'm saying?
Even a nuclear weapon can only affect our future. An inverted weapon might be able to affect our past as well.
What? Oh my god.
What do you think we're seeing?
The detritus of a coming war.
And the word Tenet is the same backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. I mean, but is he gonna have to like go back in time to stop a war or something?
I don't know.
Like,
It's
what?
weird, right? It's not quite time travel. It's a little more complicated.
I thought they were gonna like lead up to like actual time travel, but I guess not.
It's more realistic.
Yeah.
That guy's playing the next Batman.
I need an audience with Sanjay Singh.
Okay.
We never drink on the job. You're on the phone. Alright. Well, I prefer soda water. Like that.
That's a lot. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The music, man. It's so sick.
It's working. It's working.
Guns are never conducive to a productive negotiation.
Really? I think they are.
To say anything about a client would violate the tenets he lives by.
This is your operation.
Master of counting a man's will has his uses.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because they would have just killed him if they were somebody else. It's genius.
He's functioning as some sort of a broker between our time and the future.
Wait, what?
You can communicate with the future.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Anything that goes into the records speaks directly.
Yeah, think about it. So you could just leave something and they would know.
I'm still wrapping my head around. Hold on. What?
So if I left a note on a gravestone 10 years in the future, you
Yeah.
could find that. So I could talk to you in the future. That's probably about you.
You must have had a plan for heading out.
I want to laugh.
It just jumps. That's sick.
Everyone's like, yeah.
Just a style choice.
Yeah. Just ignore the people falling out of the sky.
The greatest thing about Christopher Nolan movies is people look so cool. Like, he's just like, hey, let me wear $6,000 suits.
Started without you. Hope you don't mind.
Recognize Michael Caine.
How do you have an interest in a certain Russian?
You know, just doing another job. Side job.
Rumor has it, the sea and the rep over close.
Okay,
So you got some blackmail.
Okay.
Brooks Brothers won't cut it.
Bro,
I'm assuming I'm on a budget.
his suit looks great, man.
But what does your heart tell you?
Yo, bro, you're screwed.
So where did you say you acquired this drawing?
Oh, just from
From Russell Repo.
a guy named Repo.
A guy you know.
People who've amassed fortunes like your husbands generally aren't okay with being cheated out of any of it.
Yeah. So why?
He threatened me with police.
That's why. Okay.
He controls me. I contact with my son, everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's $9 million for control, which is a small price.
Let me go if I agreed never to see my son again.
It's so horrible. It's like this twisted, polite control. It's
I'll take the drawing out of the equation. No picture, no prosecution, no more hold on.
yeah, flip it, dude.
There's a number you left go back and don't call for my mom.
He's so smooth, man. Like
Yeah.
for not looking the part, it's like I think he's killing it.
Well, he just probably doesn't have certain information, right?
That's
like,
true, yeah.
It's based thing. It's like,
I mean, he's a field agent.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, you could tell he's like an expert.
Like the fact that he literally flipped the whole equation and was like, "Oh, let's switch it." It's the writing, man. It's so well done. I'm gonna be nerding out this whole time.
I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
Oh!
It gets me every time.
Dang.
It's so real. It's so horrible, man. I feel so bad for this mom.
Told you I'd surprise you.
Hey. So this, I'm assuming this is back, right? To the
Yeah,
the
this is
spot
the
we
next
were-
day. Yeah. Yeah, this is the
They were
spot we were
showing
looking
earlier,
at. Yeah. But she picks him up every day at school. Or sees him every day at school.
The clients can view their investments without importing them, so they avoid paying tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, taxes were
Yeah.
the big.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was just warehouses.
Oh, yeah. This warehouse, isn't it?
Just taking notice.
It's like, I like how we don't even hear what he's saying.
Documents are vulnerable to fire. Absolutely. It was going to say water damage from the spreader system.
He's so smart.
What about the staff?
Halide only fills the vaults. They just have to get into either corridor, and there is a 10-second.
He's just open up, bro.
No.
So how do we get enough firepower to relatively trigger the lockdown?
Without having to go through airport security.
You want to crash a plane?
What?
I'm such an icicle. I would run a jet off the taxiway, breach the rear wall, start a fire.
Yeah. That's a lot better.
North Creek, fix Treasury gold once a month, pull it back, drop it out on the runway.
It's a clean plan.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, and not to mention it will be a much bigger like
Yes.
event than whatever he's gonna be.
Yes. I love the pacing of this movie. Like, it's just completely non-stop.
Through.
And it has that feeling, like, it reminds me of like a film set or something where it's like, oh, compromise, switch, change your plan, do whatever. It's like, he's got the espresso.
Bro.
He's just so cool.
Just playing the part. It's like, bro, you're playing it too hard, bro. Now you have something in your hand.
Dude, it's all of Nolan's, but like, it just reminds me of like, it's such movie and I love it. It's like, oh, that's Hollywood, man. It's dope. So this is the last time I'm going to say this, but practical. It's so sick. It's just a little bit dramatic, bro.
Of course.
Just going to pay his mortgage.
Dude. Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh. You guys better be careful.
They better get the wrong place. Oh shoot!
They're like, wait.
Get the right building.
Where are we supposed to go?
Dude. Dang, man. It's so big, it's not even going like crazy fast.
Well,
but it's
no, you don't want to. Holy. Is that going to be enough?
Oh, dude. He's horrible. Like, he just ditched them.
Well, I mean,
it works for us, but like...
I'm just saying, every man for himself at that point.
Hurry. I'm like holding my breath with them.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot.
No, man. You better go.
Whoa. But it's kind of suspicious.
How?
Dude, it's the time guy or something maybe. Oh, shoot. Be careful.
You better watch out, man.
What about that inverted stuff,
Yeah.
right?
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Because you could see the smoke.
Yeah.
Whoa! He's so sick.
Watch out!
He's going backwards.
He's like
Yeah.
inverted.
Yeah.
Shoot. How can we?
It's like, how do you fight that?
Yeah, because his is like.
Whoa.
Oh shoot! He freaking.
What?
That's crazy. He like went as if he kicked off the wall. Yeah. What did he see?
Because the other guy saw.
What happened to the other guy?
Who was the other guy? Yeah. I want to see what, because he took off his like.
He took off like his gas mask.
Yeah.
Time travel. No.
Yeah, that would be too simple.
Give it a same place. She just made a dance.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Style.
different.
Machine.
One's
One
going
going
backwards.
backward, one going forward, like or something.
So that's what that was in the vault. That's what he was keeping. The turnstile.
Helping an arms dealer steal weapons-grade plutonium is unacceptable, Julian.
That you were trying to save earlier. It's like, this is so sketchy, dude.
That was the situation. Without losing control of Machine 41.
Oh yeah, that's easier said than done, lady.
We having a dark by the future.
Okay, that's so.
It sounds vague, but I also feel like they don't know exactly how. And you don't have time to waste.
That's true.
And so it's like, it's this weird thing of like, yeah, we're getting attacked by the future. I don't really know how, but we have to deal with it before we die.
Okay, so that's interesting because I need to know what kind of time thing we're dealing with here. Like, there's different types of time.
So it's not quite time. It's like, well, we don't know. There's some sort of turnstile that inverted the person.
In the meantime,
This is such a beautiful location.
I think we're having an affair.
you want to meet me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that works
Don't
for
you worry
us.
about that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's we gotta live on the edge, bro. We're helping him steal plutonium. Just a stunning movie, as always. I have to just marvel at it for a second. It's like, oh, beautiful
Dude.
boat, beautiful location.
yeah.
Who's the American?
Okay, so that's him.
The man from Shipley's.
You recognize that guy?
Kind of.
You remember Henry V, the Shakespeare?
Oh yeah, I recognize it now because
Kenneth Branagh, the same guy who directed Thor.
I explained you are busy with your friend.
Yeah, he's a little scary. He's like that weird, like that silent, unreadable. It like, I don't know, it creeps me out with him.
but
on
he's
screen.
not hesitant to like do things,
No.
right? So it's like,
And so that's why it's scary, because like he could be taking it cool, or he could just kill you.
okay, how's this gonna go down?
I mean, I feel like he's mega sus. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Just tell me if you slept with my wife yet. Not yet. How would you like to die? You chose the wrong profession. Very gratifying to watch a man you don't like try to pull his own balls out of his throat before he chokes.
I said, clearly he's done it before.
Do you know that one?
Uh-oh.
That's so gutsy, man. He just like met fire with fire.
It's the right choice, probably.
He probably respects him.
Yeah.
I've always had instincts about the future. That's how I built this life. You know.
Sure, man. Instincts.
How exactly are they communicating with the future though? Like, I know
We don't
that
know.
they can.
Yeah, because that's what she was asking. She was
Yeah.
like, "Is the future communicating back?" We don't know how.
They are somehow, because otherwise, I feel like they wouldn't drop these hints.
Okay, so how? I don't know what the heck this is, but it's kind of awesome.
It's like hydroplaning.
Christopher Nolan was like, "We could have a conversation at a table, or we could have the flying boat thingies and have them meet there." Cool. It's like, oh my gosh.
Rich people thing.
And he's filming it well too. Like, it's actually hard to do something cool and then show it to be cool. It's harder
Yeah.
than you think. Shoot. It's just too much happening. We're going so fast though.
Oh, he's probably like, he's knocked out or something.
You got to drop. I need him.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry.
Because he did lie to her.
Yeah.
Great.
This is not good.
It's gonna look so suspicious.
He wants to see me without hands.
Okay, but that's a little suspicious. Be careful. Okay.
That was kind of well played.
What do you think you're gonna do to me now?
I mean, but
Yeah, but you
you
shouldn't
made
have
that
tried
decision
to, you
so
should
rashly.
not have tried to kill him. It was, I mean, look, obviously, no, like it's so understandable, but
Yeah, but still.
of course, man.
Seems I now owe you my life, and I don't like to be in debt.
Yeah, see, this
That
actually worked out for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You think she released my harness? It was my own mistake.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Because it clearly was her.
Nobody else even blinked. They thought it was a death sentence.
Well, it kind of is. It's a miracle you survived.
One man's probability of death is another man's possibility for a life.
In the past, there's no black bars.
That's cool.
Stay with us tonight. I insist.
I think he's such a fascinating character.
Yeah.
Even just the thing with the wife, like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's an
I don't
interesting
know.
character. It's not quite as simple as like the evil controlling husband. I don't think.
No,
Hearing
it
that
100%
backstory,
isn't.
hearing what happened in Russia,
Dude,
that was so That's like what I used to do when I was like eating candy as a kid. I like even how when he throws the pillow at her, she reacts.
yeah.
Like she's obviously been abused. She's obviously scared. Like I don't know. I like that detail. It's inverted gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you idiot, man.
Shoot.
It's so risky to do that.
You wouldn't do business with someone who wasn't savvy enough to be recruited.
Yeah.
Handle the plutonium better than
Dang.
I'm so glad we have subtitles because I'm getting so much more of the dialogue. Like,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
anybody who's
dude.
watching this, Nolan's mixing is terrible. It's notoriously bad. And so now I'm like catching all these lines and details and stuff.
Yeah, I would not get a lot of.
Well, because it's so fast paced too.
Well, but yeah, also it's hard to kind of understand sometimes.
That's only the point without being fired.
Yeah.
With a fast car that doesn't look fast. 4 heavy vehicles.
Just the way they talk is so
Yeah.
expert.
Would you like to find out? Okay. I don't want Satan ambushing us once we spray the material.
Oh, see, because if it's not in the record, he can't see it in the future, and they can't warn him.
Yeah, that's true. Because
I just got that. Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for this poor lady.
Yeah, she's just
Like,
getting
she's
wrapped
caught
up
in all of
everything, yeah.
this.
I mean, she's unknowingly helping out everyone in the world.
Yeah.
You admire a tiger until it turns on you. And you feel its true fucking nature!
Oh no! Oh no!
It's so dumb.
No, that was not. Shoot.
See, the problem is he could trust her with the business, but I really don't think you could trust her because of like her trauma, right? Like she's a little unstable in that way. Of course, it would be too simple of a mission for it to just go down normally.
I look in your eyes. I see despair.
This movie is one of the first movies that he did without Hans Zimmer during his score, and it's still amazing.
Oh yeah,
It's so good. Ludwig Göransson killed it.
Dude, the music feels inverted.
No, yeah, there are times where it is, literally.
Yeah.
That's such a good cover. You would never ask a question.
That's so...
Oops. No, we're putting out a fire. It's on the top.
See, it's on fire.
I'm blowing it out. I get anxious. I've seen this movie and I get anxious.
Wait, who is this? I don't know, because I think this is
You think this is the guy?
no. Oh
Just
no,
the
no,
police?
it could just be
It's
a
just a
police
regular
guy.
police guy. Shoot, it's a lot of smoke. Oh. Such a sick shot. That's it.
Oh, it is.
of encapsulation in heavy weapons class. This is not one of them.
But that's what you got in the beginning.
Oh my gosh. Dude. What the?
It's a backwards car chase.
What the heck?
Cause we couldn't do a regular car chase. Don't even ask me how. Technicals, put it in the comments. I don't even know how they did some of this. Shoot. You did it for the girl, man. And now she's gonna die. Jeez.
Come over to this side.
Oh. And we lost the plutonium. Just add that to it.
Or not the plutonium, whatever.
Whatever it is.
That.
Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah, they got totally played.
Yeah.
The people on the other side are inverted though, right? Such amazing lighting. And that does way more damage too.
That's like a bigger version.
Yeah, so it's super freaking confusing. I still don't know exactly how it works. So now we're on the other side of it.
What the heck?
Because he has to go through, he's going through forwards what we saw backwards.
We're going to check this is real.
Because to him,
Yeah.
other stuff is back.
And it makes more sense from his side.
Tell me now, is it really in the BMW? I don't know. We left it in the car, not the fire truck, right?
And that's why he knew, is it really the BMW? Wait, I just got that. That's crazy. What the? Oh, this is freaking crazy.
It's so trippy.
It's so trippy.
Is she shot with an inverted round?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is ours. It's one of us.
Yeah, like we thought.
He knew every move we made.
Yeah.
Somebody talk. Who wants to? Nobody talk. We're running a temporal pincer movement. What?
Yeah, just say it like it's normal.
The monovism and the attacks at the end moving backwards.
That's the guy who plays Quicksilver in the MCU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's a really good actor. It's cool seeing him in this.
Can you stabilize the inverse radiation by inverting the patient?
What?
We found another machine. A week ago. Where? Oslo.
Yeah.
We're going in. That's what helps.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't see yourself reverse exit the machine, then you ain't getting out. Is that gonna work? Yeah. Here's your answer. Let's go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
True.
The music starts freaking reversing.
How long does he need? 4.
Yeah. So it's kind of back in time,
Yeah.
but not exactly.
Regular air will pass the membranes of inverted lungs. Number one rule, don't come into contact with your forward self. If your particles come into contact, annihilation.
You know, low stakes.
The wind will be at your back. You encounter fire, ice, and form under close.
It's so cool.
Friction and wind resistance are reversed.
It's just a reverse world. Or yeah, you are.
But because things are inverted and you aren't, do you experience less energy consumption or whatever? Because
No, I don't think so. Because technically, you're inverted.
still.
It feels like everything else is inverted, but in reality, he's inverted. Does that make sense? That's what she said.
Yeah, but
So if it's just weird. I actually think it's the exact same. It's just everything's a little bit reversed. So the wind is reversed, but it's still the exact same. Maybe a little harder, actually. Because all the elements that you're used to are all backwards. It's so sick. I mean, it would be so weird.
hurry, he knows.
I think did he just put the transponder in the case? I think he did, right?
Yeah.
I think because he needs a transponder to be in it when they did it. I think.
Dude, how are you gonna keep?
How are you not gonna just crash regularly, dude? The car sound effect went up instead of down. I just noticed that. Remember the car? They bounced it off the windshield? That's him.
So he.
Well, it's like the guy said. He literally is the reason they got it.
Yeah.
The ice, though.
You might be the first case of hypothermia from a gasoline explosion.
Yeah.
At this point, nothing surprises.
Oh, come on. Don't pretend. That was kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He told you, bro.
I'm sorry I involved you. Is that how it's getting you?
Yeah, she's even more confused than you.
By telling Kat anything, we're compromising her improved eyes.
Okay, but can you just stop and tell the camera? It just stops. It's Christopher Nolan.
Get the other sections of the algorithm to the hypocenter.
So it's like some sort of
The other
algorithm.
sections of the algorithm, yeah.
So they need that. They needed that one.
Like a piece.
Yeah, like part of an algorithm to some I don't know what a hypocenter is.
I don't
but
know either.
241 is one section of it.
Yeah, what is this? Like, what are we doing?
The algorithm
Yeah.
can change the direction of that wind. Convert the entropy of the world.
So basically change.
Because
like,
the past always has regular entropy always has the advantage. So if you're in the future and you change the advantage to you, you'll win almost every time. I'm actually saying it out loud because I just didn't understand that till now.
Let's bring us to the grandfather paradox. What?
Yeah, if you kill your grandfather.
In the future, those in power clearly believe you can kick grandpa downstairs, gouge his eyes out, slit his throat.
And it really doesn't matter whether that's true or not because they're going to do it.
So no one's destroyed us.
yeah.
Because, it doesn't matter. They're going to try and do it anyway.
Is your head here? Yes.
Dude, my head hurt at the beginning of this movie.
No, that's
You've never done this before. What about him?
That's the answer.
Wait, what was that?
I don't, there's a hole in the jacket where his arm is.
Is he?
It's like he's getting closer and closer to however he got hurt.
It looks like we're gonna be having to face off against ourselves, right?
This is so cool. I love this.
Okay, so we're inverted.
Yes. And we have to go to the turnstile here to get back. Back to going the right direction in time, right?
So that means we gotta get into the
Yes.
turnstile, and then we gotta. Does that mean because he got like shot
Yeah, maybe.
or
We'll
whatever or something on the arm?
see. He gets thrown in.
Hey. And that's why he knew.
Yes.
Right.
And he shoots him?
Oh, it's cool way to see it the other way. Now he's inverted. Oh, kind of.
And so that's how he did all the stuff.
I want to see him go off the wall. That was.
It's the coolest thing ever. And the way they do it is so sick. He just like knows where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I love this movie so much. Dang, man. It's like he's using the Force.
Well, because he's
inverted, yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, he like stabbed him. I remember.
So really, we were just trying to get home. And that's who he was chasing.
Yeah, and so that's why he
So it's
realized.
all him. It's 3 versions of him.
Yeah.
And that's how they knew there was someone else in there with them. Because it was them. It's so trippy. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're back in time now. So it's weird, but technically you can go back in time, right? Because they did go back in time. But you have to live it out. It's like you can't speed to a point in time. Like if you want to go 5 years back in time, you'd have to go backwards for 5 years. And then revert back forwards.
Okay, interesting.
If I told him he acted differently, who knows?
You don't want to mess with the time.
But my question, why? So we know that the future like is somehow attacking us or whatever, but why?
We don't know.
That's like it doesn't. Because if they attack us, there's no way you would not think that there would be consequences to changing yourselves.
We don't know though. Like actually, and I think that's the point. Like part of the big point of the movie is that there's actually no physics doesn't have an answer for that. They're not sure. It's a theory.
In 2 days, you're gonna have me dangle plutonium 241 in front of the world's most dangerous arms dealer. Now, I want to know why.
This is so trippy.
The grandfather paradox.
And I like Oppenheimer. She rebels.
So that's why it was back. And so it makes sense. There are people who are saying that, hey, like this grandfather paradox is legit.
My part. I'm the protagonist of this operation.
You are a protagonist.
It's such a meta film conversation. And his character name is...
That she and her son will be safe free.
What good is someone's word in our line of business?
Better than nothing? Come on, man.
You see, Tenet wasn't founded in the past. In the future.
Holy.
The reveals. So it's all coming together.
Email burst to reveals the location of the dead drop. Set to fire. Saunders.
That's why the whole movie he's been checking his heart rate monitor.
No one dares kill him.
It's sort of genius.
You know who pancreatic cancer?
He's taking the world with him.
Yeah, it's that
it's
same
exactly.
philosophy.
Here's in Ukraine. At the Kiev upper siege. How do you know about that?
I would just trust his intel. It's like, I don't know how you know
At
this,
this point,
but
we don't
he's
have
been
time.
accurate, bro.
Yeah.
We have to stop him killing himself until we know the algorithm is out of the dead drop.
Yeah.
If I'm caught and my son sees, I want those moments to be full of anguish if they're going to be his last.
We're the protags.
I mean, we're at the point right now where it's like, we can't think about that either.
yeah, we don't really have a choice.
No.
Not to mention the stakes are kind of high.
This is so sick.
Sir Michael Crosby told me about a detonation in the Stock 12 on the 14th.
Oh.
So we're literally going back to the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
Let me go if I agreed never to see my son again. I considered it. I don't know if I hate him more for what he's done, because he knows that about me.
It's not her, it's anyone. It's human too.
Yeah, it's like
You would
he
think of that.
forced her into that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you can't.
Who gets the message?
Posterity.
If you didn't think he was the protag, you do now. I love the music of this movie.
Oh my gosh, and the setting. Oh my gosh, like
I mean, Nolan loves doing settings like this, though. And now that he's a bigger director, he can do it more because he has the budget. And it's just like, oh, beautiful foreign country. Beautiful. Like, it was the same in Inception, right? It's like...
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes movies won't put, you know, a special sort of like attention to that.
That adds to it.
And he does it well.
This briefing has the benefit of their experience.
It's so trippy. This guy.
Hey.
It's cool. I like just the little cameos.
Core antagonists and bone antagonists, they have it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're great.
It's gonna be a whole freaking mess.
Sprint unit achieves its task undetected.
Which is?
Make them know you've done it.
It's like it's even more confidential than another confidential mission.
Yeah, because you can't.
I love like obviously for the finale of the movie you want things to like line up, but the way they have everything line up where it's like she has to be with him, but she can't let him die, and then we have the two. It's just masterful filmmaking. It's gonna get weird. Alright, so we're red, but Neil is blue.
Yeah. So he's on the inverted.
Yep. I would be worried you shoot the other team. Like you gotta be careful.
I kind of want to see it from the other perspective.
Oh, you will.
Oh yes.
See, it went backwards.
Yeah.
The music. You gotta like look for hints, dude.
Oh
shoot. Please, people, tell us about technicals about how they did this. If anybody knows, please. I would be so nervous, man. He's so smart.
Yeah, be careful.
You're dealing with backwards bullets. You're dealing with. It's just so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, there's an advantage because we can help them by getting people backwards.
Yeah.
This is such a cool location, too. Come on, man.
Some time.
Guys.
That's right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
Ah, he got blown up.
They gotta be careful, though. Because she's with the kid.
You can't have...
You can't meet.
We know
supposedly.
she
we know
dove
some
off
sort of
the like boat or something, probably, right? So we don't know when, though.
Yeah, see, they're set up.
Yeah.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they were planning on not getting out anyways.
The way the world ends, not with a bang.
So this is his version.
Understand? I didn't take it yet.
She's doing such a good job.
Is there anything with that point?
Yes, come on, stall him.
Lite explosiv den här slaget med.
As long as you can tell the difference.
Yeah, be careful. Because he knows about it.
Yes.
Like about... Frick, he can't get suspicious.
Yeah, right when you thought it could be simple. You gotta call it audible. Can you reach him?
That's the guy.
Yeah?
My heart was always bound up with ideas.
Yes.
You fight for a cause you barely understand.
Yeah, because it's right. They got a turnstile in there.
Oh my gosh, he has...
So he's gonna go...
Is he gonna go in and...
Yeah.
And revert himself?
Don't you see? I have no choice but to turn back. I'm responsible.
So it's like they're gonna die anyway, so might as well attempt.
Mine is too soon to stop.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't... Yeah, you can't worry about the future craziness like that. Remember the truck that was honking at them? That was him.
He was trying to...
That was him.
Him?
Yeah. And he opened the door for them.
Yeah. That's what it was.
But we don't know yet still how.
Yeah.
Because he's going backwards.
That sounds terribly important.
Keep stalling him.
No.
It's like so intense. Hurry, shoot him.
Duck or something.
Oh.
I mean...
That works?
I guess. Not yet. You can't. Not yet.
You cannot go yet.
Hurry. Just wait.
What do you think you want?
This world is no longer.
No.
Can you go to your grave thinking we'll come in with you?
She's such an idiot. He's still alive. He's still alive?
He's not dead.
She's so dumb. Go, guys, go. Dude, hey, he's got him. Wasn't that crazy? Like, she literally would have ended the world.
Dude.
If it wasn't for them timing it, she could have ended the world. But you're right. I mean, that's who...
Well, yeah.
That's who dove off. Dude, if I was her, I'd be like, lady?
Yeah.
No, man.
That's a little...
That's sketchy.
I'm sorry, but I don't care what
Yeah.
happens. Like...
I mean, look, it worked out. It worked out.
Thought you were inverted.
Change gears halfway.
Yeah, he freaking
You know.
had to revert.
Hide it. The end of life. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill us. If I ever find you, I will. You won't look too hard. Yes, I will. You really going back in?
He has to.
We've been at a pass in the fabric of this mission.
That's crazy.
And the backpack.
Can't leave anything to chance.
But can we change things if we do it differently?
What's happened's happened.
That's so, like, horrible.
Who recruited you, Neil?
Only guess by now. You did. You have a future in the past. Years ago, for me, I think it's the end of a beautiful friendship.
Dude.
The whole operation's a temporal pizza. Boom!
Yours.
Yours!
Exactly, bro.
I'll say in the beginning, Brad.
Isn't that awesome?
So no one cares about the bomb that didn't go off.
That's true.
That's your idea of mercy. You gave me your word. I realized I wasn't working for you. We've both been working for me. Protagonist.
Does your head hurt?
Slightly. Trying to keep up with
I
the...
actually think I kind of understand it fully now. I'm happy. It's like the third time I've seen it, and I finally understand.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to re-watch it a few times to really grasp everything.
What did you think, though?
I mean, I thought it was really interesting.
Okay, did you like that? I had no idea if you were gonna like this kind of movie. I dig this. To be honest, I actually think Inception's a little bit better because it's more clear. Mm-hmm. But like, dude, the action scenes, mixed with like these just like crazy highfalutin, like philosophical and like scientific ideas.
Yeah, like for one, I liked like the sort of the dilemmas, the moral dilemmas and things that they were kind of covering and all that, and I liked freaking what's his name?
The protagonist.
Yeah, the protagonist.
That's literally, if you look at the character name, the cast list, he is just the protagonist.
Interesting. I really liked him a lot. He was really, like, he felt super skilled, right? He was the, what was he, part of the CIA or
yeah,
whatnot?
I think so, yeah.
At the beginning. But, you know, he was that super skilled sort of agent, right? He knew what to do, but thrown into this, like, very... you know, supernatural almost like situation, right? It was like,
it is such a cool idea. Visually, it's such a cool idea.
No, yeah.
Like it just lends itself to an awesome movie.
Like so far, I feel like with Nolan's stuff, like at least the few things that I've watched, right? He really has these like really cool sort of concepts or something. Like,
now, I mean, those are the most of like his movies. A lot of his other movies are a little more grounded than that. Everybody actually thought, like including myself, I was kind of hoping that this was an Inception sequel because nobody knew anything about it, and we just saw like the backward stuff, and we were like, dude, if Leo shows up at the end of this movie.
I mean, I can see why, yeah.
So this and Inception are kind of one of a kind, but he does deal with these kind of big ideas, and he's kind of obsessed with time, in a really cool way. And you see that in Inception, and you see that in this, and it's he really explores the concept.
Yeah, and he kind of like, I like the one thing I like about this one was like, I could pick from the little short stuff that I've like, I don't know, looked up and things like that and read about, like, as far as like, you know, the whole time and the multiverse stuff, right? I like that, you know, you can kind of see that there was some thought put into it, right? As far as like actual,
when we get to Interstellar and
things
stuff like that, which we will, he does like some space travel, like that is really crazy accurate, like crazy.
Yeah, like I
so this is a little
like
more
that.
fantasy meets physics. To my understanding, actually, anybody who knows anything in the comments, let me know. But I did some research afterwards to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
And it generally is, but it's very theoretical.
Yeah, but that's what I like.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know, it just takes that extra effort rather than just being
a time travel movie.
Well, just being a concept or like, you know, you're trying to base it in some sort of like realistic sense, right? Which takes a lot more work because once you start to do that, you know, you can't really halfway it. I feel like, because then it's like, oh, well, this is real, but like, you know, this other stuff is like way not even real, right? He has to like, you know, make sure that generally it's got that same tone throughout the movie, which is cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Of course, I was confused for like, I mean, I don't know even the percentage of like what I knew and what I didn't.
Because degrees of confusion continue throughout the movie.
Like there's the whole confused about what the character's name is, and then there's the confused about what is happening.
And then just imagine that in a theater where it's like
that's
for like half of it, and you're like, what? Wait, what did he say?
Sure.
The BMW? What?
I would not have understood a single thing.
I was so confused
in the theater. Like, bro, sometimes
like I'm glad I saw it, but I needed those subtitles.
No, like when they had their masks on, first off, like sometimes understanding in general is just difficult.
Yeah.
And then with their masks on, sometimes it was like you literally couldn't even understand. It was like, dude, you could be saying 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't get it.
Nolan has a few mixing problems.
No, but yeah, the subtitles help. But yeah, I mean, it was very, very interesting. Like I was very intrigued by the whole like,
yes,
how everything was like connected, kind of. But like, I don't know. All I can explain it is like when that physics teacher is like explaining something to me, and it's like, it's almost like I get it, but it's so confusing. You know,
it's for me. It's like I have it, and then like 2 seconds later, it's gone. It's like, oh. Wait, I can't tell you. It's like I can't repeat it. Like if you ask me to explain it, I can't really.
Well, because
but like I'm getting it in the moment.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like even still, I like don't understand exactly what they were trying to like. You know, even with the whole like inversion and things like that. Like
I actually understand it the best now. Finally.
Well, it's like I know that I don't even know how to explain it. It's
People
literally like the
can
physics.
Please, if you want to answer stuff in the comments, like throw ideas, theories, explain things. I would love. I'm gonna spend hours in the comments with you guys. Please.
Yeah, because like it's literally like a physics teacher like explaining like even like the whatever the cat in the box thing. You know, Strawberry's cat. It's like I get it, kind of, but like I also am confused. You know.
Yeah,
but it's interesting. It's cool because when you halfway get it, it's like.
And so then it makes this like weird grounded, like super grounded, real feeling action movie.
Yeah.
It's this weird like blend of like blockbuster meets.
Well, because the way that it's confusing.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, because it's confusing, it's more real. Because that's how it kind of, you know, the way that they're like.
Physics is trippy.
It doesn't make sense to you, but like that's how physics kind of is sometimes. So especially when dealing with
time. Yeah. And they do start all this weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, oh yes, I just go back in time. Then it's like, okay, but because it's confusing, it makes the overall feel of it like, okay, like they actually got some legit like, I don't know.
What did you think of like let's deal with the grounded things. Like I think the action is some of the coolest film action I have ever seen. Like on par with Inception. It's so unique. Like the backwards forwards finale. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, just the interaction between the normal versus the reverse, right? The fact that both of those are interacting with each other is very like it has a very unique sort of like action sequence or scene, right?
Yeah.
It's like
it's super.
What is happening? You know, like you're in reverse, but I'm not. But we're going at each other. Yeah, that's really. I don't know. It's like a very unique and interesting visual experience.
And even like the opening, like I really think that opening 10 minutes should be taught in a film class. Like the way the music goes, they're prepping the orchestra. There's no backwards gimmick, nothing. Like I don't know what it is. There's something about, and he does this more than once in the movie, where he'll follow him running. And they don't it's so weird. They don't show that in movies. Like a guy like sprinting, and the way he like shoots it, it makes it feel like desperate and weird, and just it's just really well done.
No, yeah, like I can't like name like specific things about Nolan, like that makes him Nolan.
One of the things that always tells me is the color. Actually, I don't know if you can remember a little bit of Inception, but his movies all, and there's videos, classes on it, I know for a fact. His movies are all like colored the same. And they have like a like you can see it and you're like, it's not the shots as much as it's that looks like a Nolan movie.
Yeah, like,
and you'll notice it as we keep going through them. They all look, even the Batman movies, doesn't matter what he's doing, they have this look to it that's like this weird blue. The blues are really blue, and when it's like deserty, it's really deserty. It's hard to explain. Like it's like really yellow.
Yeah.
And you can pick it out in a crowd.
No, yeah. One thing is he also does like not perspective, but like showing the size of an object.
Yeah, like an establishing shot.
He'll kind of like almost like zoom around it sometimes and like show like, I don't know, the scope toward the sky and stuff like that. It's like it really feels like,
because he frickin's like, we spent $10 million on it. Show them how big it is.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, all those freaking, especially with the practical effects, also like oh my gosh, bro.
Yes, and the fight scenes. So this is the one thing I know. Everybody else explained the other technical stuff. The fight scenes, they did forwards and backwards. So he had to learn the choreography backwards and do it backwards with the stuntman, and then they did versions of it forward, and they used both of those versions for the backwards versus forward fighting, which is insane. Can you imagine learning backwards choreography?
Wow, that's really cool.
And so you can look up behind the scenes, and that motion you see is real. It's like, whoa, like that's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, it's super cool.
No, that's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, at least the first. Wait, how many Nolan movies have I watched? I mean,
you've only seen one,
and this one, right?
Yeah, you've only seen one.
Yeah, so
this is two now.
These movies so far have been, at least my own depiction of Nolan so far has been like very interesting, unique ideas, and the dilemmas that he puts into the movies are very large scale, and I don't know, just very like his movies are thought-provoking.
But it's such a perfect movie to me, where it's like it is this crazy thing of like all this time stuff, but at its heart, it's like you were saying, like the decisions are still these basic human decisions and moral decisions, and
because
I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, with the added effect of Hollywood, that's just what it is. It's like at the end of the day, we're all human.
It's like British flavored Hollywood though, like because he's so British, and I love it about him. Anybody who's in England or the UK or whatever, it's like, dude, I love that about him. Like he literally, you'll see him directing on set, and like every other director I've seen, it's like, dude, freaking beanie, like giant beard, coffee, like t-shirt, and Nolan's on there with like a 3-piece suit and like a scarf, being like, let's have this thing. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, you're so classy.
Well, no
and it like bleeds into his movies.
No wonder, man. Yeah, he always has those like freaking fits, And my man was dissing.
He was totally making fun of himself. Like that's literally the most dressed down I've ever seen a main character in any of his movies.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, how much did that cost?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Did you like it? Like, I know there was mixed reactions. I enjoyed it, and frankly, the third time I enjoyed it so much more.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies where, I mean, right off the bat, I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, it definitely feels like a really good, you know, an above average, right? It's like an action movie, but it's got like way more like thinking and things like that involved.
And
right?
no one makes movies like he does like that. Like Inception or this. Nothing. I've never seen anything like it.
Now, like, I'm not going to be able to watch this movie, like, you know, a lot. Like, you know, my head's going to start to hurt after that much thinking.
It hurts your brain.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies, right?
So like I said, I think Inception's a little more palatable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still intrigued. Like, I am intrigued to, like, I might watch a video essay after. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those movies.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so, like, because I am very, it still draws me in. It's not a movie where I'm like, oh, you know, it's cool, but, like, I don't really want to see that again because it hurt my head. It's more of like a, wow, my head hurts, but it was still good, and I want to see a little more of it. You know, I want to understand it.
Which is awesome, I think.
Yeah.
I think, like, that's what... I don't know. As we start getting into these more like, you know, big directors, big films, like to me, when I'm watching a movie, like really sitting down, like, you know, not at the theater with my friends, like, hey, leave me alone. I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Mm-hmm. Like to me, that is the effect where it's like, it's almost like an aftertaste where you're like, that was really cool. Or like, I can't shake that ending. Or like, what the heck did that mean? Like, I don't know. To me, that's like a perfect movie. Is a movie that makes you have that after effect.
Yeah. No, it definitely had some sort of after effect. I'll say that. Like, I'm interested. I am legit gonna look up like, kind of like, honestly, I'm intrigued a lot about the like the actual science behind like what they were talking about. You know, because like. You know, I've watched some videos and stuff, just like, you know, browsing around and stuff, and like I've heard about certain things, and like I was like picking up on stuff. I was like, oh, hey, I've heard of that like term or whatnot, but I want to understand like, you know, what they were, like the whole like, you know, the whole inversion thing and the entropy, right? Being able to invert that.
Yeah,
I kind of want to.
I mean, I was talking to my mom because she's super into like I mean, she's not a physicist, but she's super into all of that. And she was basically saying, like, yes, they're throwing around real terms, and that is pretty accurate. There are definitely some leaps in the practical application.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
And so she was like, yeah, but the terms and everything and the ideas they're dealing with are all legit, which is super cool.
Yeah, I still don't even know the ideas yet, so that's what I want to look up.
So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it even more this time, to be honest. And yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. Hopefully your heads don't hurt as much as ours. Feel free, actually, please say everything in the comments. Explain the movie, explain the time. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to discuss. So please feel free to hop in the comments. I'll be answering, reading a ton of them. And yeah, thank you for joining us here. Thank you for watching. As always, full-length reaction is going to be up on our Patreon, as well as next week's reaction, which is, like I said, we're doing a Nolan binge, Batman Begins. And yeah, thank you for joining us here. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you stick around, like and subscribe. We got tons of cool stuff coming up, and we will see you all in the next video.